Critical thinking. Now that sounds like a good idea, because it's a kind of souped-up, laser-sharp, powerful thinking, just waiting to zap rotten arguments and churn out some pretty brilliant insights instead. And don't worry if people tell you that it is a rather high-level kind of thinking, and that only a few can do it, mainly tweedy professors who tell jokes in Latin. Dimidium facti qui coipit abet. He who has begun has the work half done. Because critical thinking certainly isn't like that. Critical thinking is not just for the tweedy few, but for the curious, the imaginative, the creative many. In fact, the only thing that is really deeply mysterious about critical thinking is why everyone's not doing it. I've got a theory about that, and it is to do with education and the kind of ways of working that people are corralled into, like so many sheep, supposedly as a preparation for life outside. Yet life outside is rarely just a business of unreflectively following set procedures and instructions, but rather something where you need constantly to reflect on what you are doing and why, and act not as a machine, but as a person. So the first skill a critical thinker needs to learn is how to think the unthinkable, to think outside the box, to free their mind, no less. Sounds idealistic? A bit 60s and hippies wearing flowers? Well, yes, there's a bit of idealism in critical thinking, just as there is in all the best things. But there's also a lot of structure and solid research backing it too. This book will give you what you need of both, plus plenty of opportunities to develop and test your own skills. I've done both my bit of being taught and of teaching over the years, and another rather mysterious thing is why so many people seem to imagine that thinking, let alone critical thinking, is something that can be learned by rote. That is, by writing down and memorizing a collection of facts, a body of knowledge, with right and wrong answers. Critical thinking guides that create obscure distinctions and list technical terms for you to learn are promoting passive, not active thinking. Rote learning is fine if all you ever intend to do is deal with past problems, but it won't get you many new insights or ideas. And in fact, it is the opposite of what critical thinking is all about. Critical thinking is really a set of transferable skills, learned for one thing, equally useful for another, that cuts across the whole swath of academic disciplines and is applicable in all spheres of human activity. This is why you will find critical thinking useful as part of learning design skills, nursing studies, economics, and even playing sports. It is really a toolbox for making the most of life.